Hello, welcome to mathematics session. Today we are looking at plotting statistics. We did the first part, which we're looking at standard deviation. So example, I'll add certain information that are not in this question for credit sake and for you to be ready for other questions that may come apart from what is here. So the table below shows the expenditure of farmers in a particular farming season, amount, then number of farmers. This is X, this is your Y. So these are limits here which have been calculated for you. So we have 5, 16, 17, 17, 14, 12, 7 and 2. So the first question A, calculate the standard deviation. You calculate that because we did. Then answer this part of the question on a sheet of graph paper. So using the table above, copy and complete. So you have to copy this table and complete it. So you copy it to your graph paper. The cumulative frequency table below. So here I've got 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. So in this case, the frequency that we have here, we have 0, 5, 21, 38, 55, 69. So how do you complete the cumulative frequency table? So we use a zigzag method. So here I've got 0 plus 5. My answer is 5. Then I'll stand here again. 5 plus 16, you have 21. I'll stand here. Then 21 plus 17, it will give me 38. Then 38 plus 17 there, it will give me 55. So 55 plus 14, it has to give me 69. So we have 55 plus 14 just to give me 69. This is the 69 which is here. Let me put my calculator here. 69 here. So now 69. So I added 55 plus 14. So my zigzag line will lead me here. Then I'll stand here. This is it. I'll add plus 12 there. So I've got 81. So I'll put my 81 here. Then this is my answer. Then this one I'll add 81 now with 7. This is 7. So I've got my 88 here. So again, this is my answer. Then again, this one I'll add plus 2. So this is 90. So this is how you add. So sometimes they give number, the last number is given there. So when you are calculating, you find that you are not, the last number when you add, you are not, it's not adding to the total. Then you are wrong, you have to redo. So here we have using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 100 units. Okay, on the horizontal axis, that is x axis. So your x-axis, you are going to use 2 centimeters to represent 100 units. So 100 units now, you'll be adding every 2 centimeters, you add 100. So it will be 100, 0, 100, 200, 300, just like that. Then the next thing, and the 2 centimeters to represent in the vertical axis. Vertical axis is y-axis. So you're going to use 2 centimeters to represent 10 units. So your 10 units now, it will be from 0 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, just like that. So sometimes this cannot be the same. Sometimes in one of the axes they tell you to use 1 centimeter. So follow the instructions. Okay. Vertical axis, and draw a smooth cumulative frequency scale. 3 marks for doing this. This one we have gotten 1 mark for doing that. Then showing your method clearly, use your graph to estimate interquartile range. So this brings me to certain important formulas that we need to know before we proceed. So we have important formula here. We have lower quartile represented by Q is a quarter, 1/4 times range. So in this case, our range that we have in this question is the total number which is here. This is our range. So in calculation, for example, if you are taught to calculate the Q1 lower quartile, so I will say Q1 is equal to 1 over 4 times 90 there. So this is 1 divided by 4 times 90 there. It will give me 22.5. This is not your final answer. So go to the graph. You are going to find the final answer from the graph there. Then we have upper quartile, which is 3 over 4 times range. Median is that's half. Average Q2 1 over 2 times the range. Semi interquartile range is half times the interquartile range Q3 minus Q1. Then interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. Percentile, they are just talking about percentages. So if they tell you 90th percentile is 90 over 100 times your range 90, then you go to the graph to calculate. Okay, so when calculating, get answers from the graph. Formula are used to help you locate the answer from the graph. So let us plot. So we have now our coordinates as 0, 0, 100, 5, 200, 21, 300, 38, and so forth. Then the other thing that you need also to take note is the scale. Scale in X and the scale in Y. Why? Because you need to know how much a smaller line represents. So you see, you can say interval. You see, in X you say X2 minus X1. You can pick any two, divide by number of lines. So here we have Y2 minus Y1 over number of lines. So we are going to know how much it will represent. So we are going to use these two at a later stage. So here is my graph there. You put your exam number there, your name, okay, for identification. So from here we are saying in the X 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit. So your graph should be well justified. So in this case, what I'll do, I'll first copy my graph there. So 1 2 3, we have I'll copy my table here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so I can get half of this. So half of the 2 centimeter you copy. Okay, so it's not justified properly. It should be the same 2 centimeter cut in half. So you copy your table because that's what they have told you. Copy and complete the cumulative. So here you can put amount in K. In kwacha here you can put frequency. So what I have here is what less or equal to 0, then I've got 0, less or equal to 100, I've got 5, then I've got less or equal to 200, I've got 21, then I've got less or equal to 300, I've got 38, then less or equal to 400, I've got 55, then I've got less or equal to 500, I've got 500, I've got 69 there, then I've got less or equal to 600, I've got 81, then I've got less or equal to 700, I've got 88, then I've got less or equal to 800, I've got 90 there. So you are just copying the table that you completed there here. So you can cut them, you separate them like this, okay, like this, like this. So these are the coordinates that you'll be using to plot your graph. So this is my table. Then 2 centimeter to represent 1 unit in 2 centimeter represent 100 units in x. So as you can see, my x values are here. You have seen they are in hundreds. That's why they have used 100. So my x have to find, okay, the appropriate space for my x, so I can stand first on this line. As you can see, this is the end, so 1 2 3, I'll stand first from there. So what I can say, I'll leave one line here, okay, like this. I'll leave 2 centimeters, so I'll stand here. Then I'll say, okay, 2 centimeters to represent 100. So if this is 0, okay, here, then this is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. So as you can see here, there is also one line. So here it's fine in this line. So now I have to also to estimate my y. My y, they are saying 2 centimeters to represent 10 up to 9. So here it will be 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. It's fine here. So my starting point, my 0 is here. So I'll say 0. So now the next thing what I'll do, I will draw. So your pencil should be sharp. Okay. I'll draw my x-axis and put, this is 0, this is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. So this is it. I would say this is it, my x. And you have to put the subject. X is the amount. So you put amount in kwacha like this. Then you go to your y. So y here, this is 0, 10 plus 10, 20, 20, 30, 40, 50, okay, 50, 60, 70, 70, 80, 90, like that. So this is your y. So what you can do, you can as well here draw your y like this. So you have to be very quick, okay. Stop admiring questions. You have to be very quick so that you beat the time, you get your 12 marks, you go for other questions. So I've done this. I'm taking time because I'm explaining so that you understand. So now I have got my axis. So I'll start plotting now. So I'll start plotting now. So this is 0, 0. So my 0, 0 is here. So you put a x like that. Then the next one is 100, 100,5. Sorry, I've made a slight mistake here. We are supposed to first find the scale. Yeah. So what I'll do in x, I'll get two numbers. I can get 0 and 100. I'll get 200 and 100. So this one, the first number is x1. The next number is x2. So 200, I'll say 200 minus 100 over number of lines from 100 to 200. We have 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines. So here 10 lines. If you are using 1 centimeter, you put 5 down here. So in this case, we are using this, so it will be 200. This will be 100 over 10 there. So one line represents 10. So why are we calculating this? Because if you look at the sum of the values, we have 38. Okay, it's not actual, so we need to count 30, then 38. You have numbers. Sometimes you can have decimal numbers there, 2.3 and so forth. Then the next one in the y-axis, I'll also get to numbers 10 and 20. So I'll say my y2 is 20, y1 is 10 over number of lines is also 10. So this is 10 over 10. So which is 1. So in y-axis, one line represents 1. So no problem there. So take note of these two. They are very important when plotting. So we say 100,5. So as I was saying, 100,5. So 100 in x, 5 in y. So you count, one line represents 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's here. You plot like that. Then I've got 200, my 200, 21. 21, I've got my 20s here. So 21, one line is 1. So 21 is here. Then the next one, I've got 300, 38. So my 300 along, I'll move 300, 38. So until I find 30, then I add 80. So 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So I'll do like that. Then 400, 55. 400, 55. So 400, 55. 50 is here. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So it's here. I'll do like this. Then 500, 69. So 560, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. So it's there. Then I've got 600, 81. So 600, 81. So 600, 81. 80, 81 is there. Then I've got 700, 88. So my 700 is here. I'll move along this line. Okay. 700, 88. So this is 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88 like this. Then next is what? 800, 90. 800, the last point here, 90. 90 is the last point. So there. So there is exact. So as you can see, this is a curve, a cumulative curve. So now what you do, you use dotted lines, dashes, okay, faint ones, so that you first test your graph. You test your graph. Is it going to be a curve, or it will look like a straight line? Okay, so like that, you pass through the vertices, the corners of your crosses like this. Again, there you can do like that. It should be at least a curve. Okay, like that. There, then we have something like this. Then you go there. Okay, why am I using faint lines? Because this, okay, I can make a mistake, a correction, so it will be easier for me to rub, and my work will still look neat. So as you can see here there is something like it's not more like a curve. So this should have passed somewhere there, and this one there, we can have something like this. It should have passed like that. So that's my correction, the only correction. Then now you can now connect your curve. Okay, now drawing visible, following your dashes like that. So it should be a smooth curve. It should be a smooth curve. Okay, draw something that is very, very neat and sharp. Okay, and sharp, more than what I've done. So you can only do that if you practice. You can only do that if you practice. Then here, like that. So this is my curve here. So sometimes you find that certain graphs you start from here. So what do you do if your curve starts from here? You have to draw zigzag line up to 0 to show that it was not part of your values, but the graph was supposed to start from what? 0. So here, this is frequency. You put frequency. So this is how you score 3 marks. Okay, so the next one, they are saying, showing your method clearly, use your graph to estimate interquartile range. So what is this interquartile range? So interquartile range, your B is here, B3 interquartile range. So use the graph to calculate. So interquartile range, you say interquartile range IQR is equal to Q3 minus Q1. So first of all, for us to find interquartile range, we need the Q3 and Q1. So what we do, we say Q3 is equal to 3 over 4 times range. So you say times range. So 3 over 4 times your range is what the total number, the maximum number in your y, that is 90. So when you calculate this, you are going to say 3 divided by 4 times 90. So you are going to get 60. You are going to get 67.5. Okay, but you have to go on your graph. Okay, so 67.5. So 67.5 on your graph, on your line. 60, this is 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. So 0.5 is the middle of this. Okay, so you go there, you put your line there, and then you draw your line from there with dotted lines, with dotted lines like this. Where this meets the curve, you come down. So you come down, you draw, so your value will come from x-axis. You also draw your line like this. Then from there, you put an arrow. Then you read from here. Okay, so this one we have what, this is 400. So 1 is representing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 60. That is 60. So this is an estimate. It was supposed to be 0.7. Sorry, 0.7 is nearer. Sorry, it's nearer to this. So in this case, it meets there. Sorry, that's a mistake. You can rub that part. So in this case, we have so this is the actual value. So here you see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. So 490. So now your value will be 490 kwacha as your Q1. Then for your Q3, then Q1 is equal to quarter times 90. So which will give you 22.5. So 22.5 when you go on your graph, 22.5, 22.5, 20, 20, 20, 20, 21, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20, 21, 22. 22.5, it will give you something like this. So you get your values like this. So here we have something like this. So your curve should be very sharp. Your curve should be very sharp. So we have 210. So we have your 210 there. So 210, 13, 23. Sorry. So here, okay, also as well, we have 22.5. When you round off, it will be 23. It's more clearer because we don't have 0.5, the smallest one. So here you come here, sorry, you do like this. Okay, so it meets there, it will meet there. So this is 20, 10, 20. So 20 plus 200 is 220. So here we are going to 220 kwacha. So here you can put this is Q1, and there you put Q3, then what do you do now? Therefore, interquartile range is equal to Q3 minus Q1. So which is 490 minus 220. So here we have what? You calculate using your calculator. So we have 490 minus 220. So this one is what? 270 kwacha. That is your interquartile range. So if you are told to find the median, it's half of 90. 1 over 2 times 90 is 45. So you go per 45. You draw a line there, and then you come here, you read the values. If you are told to find, for example, percentile, let me add another question. Let us find the 50th percentile, 50th percentile. So I've added this one so that you understand. So in this case, what we have, okay, let me write from here since I don't have space here. So 50% over 100% times 90. So you are going to have the value as 50% divided by 100 times 90 is going to give you 45. So it's going to give you 45. So now we go to the graph and read the value. 45, where do I have 45? So my 40 is here. 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. So it's here. So here I will draw where this meets the curve. Okay, where this meets the curve, I drop down there the line. So here I'll do with dotted lines, dotted lines, dotted lines, dotted lines. So here this is my answer here. So this is one line represents in x-axis 10. So this is I'll count the lines 1 2 3 4 times 10 is 40. So 300 plus 40, that is 340. So your answer here is 340 kwacha. So that is my answer. So here I'll say this is you write 50th percentile here. Okay, 50th percentile. That is how you do it. So you can go and finish up. You say 50th percentile is 340 kwacha, like this. So this is how you answer questions in statistics. Thank you so much for your attention. Please practice.